You worked on The Burn, which was like, Jeff Ross is like the king of the roast jokes. I mean, these guys are just so fucking funny and quick. And here's little Sarah Tiana. And how old were you when you got into that room?
So the way I got into
that Burn again.
room was I was running a show. I was running a show in LA called at the Unknown Theater. And for a year, Jeff Ross would come in, or not a year, but like he would start practicing his roast jokes. I'm roasting this person or that person.
Comedy Central
would come in.
Would have celebrities like it's the roast of fucking Dolly Parton or
Donald
Pamela
Trump,
Anderson,
Hugh
Trump.
Hefner,
So you have
Anderson.
a certain amount of weeks to prepare your jokes. Okay.
So he came into my room to practice those jokes. And eventually I said, what's the next roast you're doing? And he said, Donald Trump. And I said, what's your email? And he gave it to me. And I just would send him, bombard him with jokes until he finally just couldn't ignore me. And then he started bringing me over to the house to write.
Psycho?
Yeah. And I came over to the, he was doing the Charlie Sheen roast. That was the next one. And I came over and it was Tony Hinchcliffe and Matt Edgar in the backyard.
Tony.
And they're all sitting around. Nobody they couldn't afford computers, so everybody's got notepads and Jeff says, I want to start the roast with a quote, I'm going to come out like friends, Romans, countrymen. And I go, oh, lend Mike Tyson your ears. And then they were all like,
oh, that's so good.
And Tony's like, motherfucker, we've been sitting here for half an hour. And so I immediately, and Jeff's, he's like, I can't pay you. I go, you don't need to pay me. Just remember me for a gig. Like if you ever get a gig, just remember me. And so he took me to a USO show and then he got The Burn. And so he said, you're on it.
And then you were staffed.
And I was staffed and I got in the WGA.
Did you guys hear that? For anybody listening, just because it doesn't exist yet doesn't mean it won't.
Mm-mm.
Yeah. And you just have to pursue it like you mean it. And I'm going to cry because that's so amazing. And also just for you, so people listening know, like Sarah and I do not hate men. I think it comes off sometimes like we actually want to be in the club. Mm-hmm. We love what you guys are doing. Mm-hmm. So it was more just like, let me prove to you that I'm not just some cute girl and let me be taken somewhat seriously as a comedy writer. So yeah, we just wanted to be part of the club.
Yeah, and I don't think even then I thought, oh, I'm going to go on to write other TV shows. I just really liked roast jokes, and I just really liked writing them. So I thought, oh, maybe I'll just see it. This guy seems to be good at it also.
Amazing.
I don't think I really thought that far ahead. And then the longer you get into it, the more and more you go, oh, I'm actually very good at finding your voice and finding the joke for you to say through your voice. And when you are on a roast, you're assigned to someone usually. Like I was always assigned to the athletes because I was the only one who knew who they were. And I was always the only girl, but also the only one that knew who they were. And so, you start creating and crafting a script. And that is where I really shine, is where figuring out the exact order of things for you to say, how everything can flow from one thing to another. And I just can make it this very well-rounded.
So if you're so you're roasting somebody, what's the opener? Tell me your process. Like, how do you?
What do you mean opener?
Like, what's the first joke?
Depends on the person. Peyton Manning. I think I had him say, I'm not the only athlete up here. Just this year, Ann Coulter won the Kentucky Derby. You can do stuff like that. Or like. I love Amazing. A good joke because when I write a joke about you, I'm not trying to hurt your feelings. I'm trying to impress you. I'm not going to say anything that's just shitty about you. That's why you only roast the people that you love. And when I do roast battles, I don't say yes to just anybody. I have to really like you.
Yeah.
Because if I'm going to give you material that you can use for yourself, I better fucking love you.
Yeah.
Because I'm going to be doing a lot of research, so you better be worth my time.
Did you like that highlight? I mean, how much fun was that? Why don't you watch a bunch more? We made a bunch more for you to watch. And then why don't you subscribe to my show? Subscribe to Where My Mom's At. That way, every time I drop an episode, you just get it. You don't have to think about it. And then hit the notification bell so you can get notified of all the great stuff that I make. Watch other highlight. Treat yourself. Get your life right.